Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. This is Sharon from the House of Prayer, and I'm here to bring you a prophecy that was given to Bertha Dudde on July 27, 1951. And it is called, Many are called, but few are chosen, disciples of the time of the end. Truly, many are called, but only few chosen. You, my disciples of the time of the end, belong to those chosen who willingly subordinate themselves to me, and for that reason are chosen to a mission which requires full devotion to me and understanding for the extreme great spiritual trouble of fellow men. I have called you, and since you were willing, chosen you as my apostles, who are to again bring the men the pure gospel. Who is to represent this office correctly? He must also have abilities for this, and who therefore, as being called, develops in himself these abilities, him I can then entrust with an office, and therefore I choose not individuals favored. I provide with the gifts of the Spirit, but you all can develop these abilities in you. Therefore, you all are called to spiritual cooperation, because I need many workers, and therefore each one is right for me, who follows my call. But few make themselves worthy of my call. Only few work with all eagerness at their own training to make themselves suitable for that. But he has to do as chosen. For again and again I tell it to you that I do not give out the gifts of the Spirit indiscriminately to everybody, but that the preconditions to receive such gifts must be existing, and that this is the work of men themselves, to fulfill the conditions which the pouring out of my Spirit guarantees. And for that reason I have so few co-workers on earth, and also find so little faith among men in a spirit work in man, which gives him extraordinary knowledge and also imparts unusual power, because of only such men can bring this proof, who fashions themselves through love, so that they allow my direct work in them, which I therefore then choose to testify to me and my power and glory. Send them out into the world to announce my gospel, divine truth, without no one can be happy. To be able to represent this truth, the Spirit out of me must be active with it, because otherwise the words are without power and remain without impression. Therefore, the announcer must have established the contact from the Spirit spark resting in him, the share out of me with the Father Spirit of eternity, so that truth imparted to fellow men is directly sent to them by me myself, and can so also have an effect on them. Not everybody is suitable for this, because he, although he is called, has not fashioned himself so, to be able to be chosen by me for the redemption work so urgently needed for mankind, standing in darkness of spirit. An effect can only be achieved through a power, but one can never hope for success when the power to have an effect lacks. And if the Spirit spark in man is to be awakened to life, then a strong spirit must be active to achieve this, and for that reason only from chosen ones can a blessed activity be expected. Only men awakened by the Spirit can powerfully have an effect on men still unawakened, but a man himself unawakened cannot achieve a spiritual awakening. Many are called, but few are chosen. But now, through my will, but through the indifference and lack of love of men, who do nothing to achieve their own awakening. But the office of my disciples of the time of the end requires great spiritual power, because the rescue of innumerable souls which walk in darkness is essential, and it is a literally wrestling about the individual soul, which exactly only a man can carry out, who is in possession of spiritual power, who constantly receives this power through my spirit, which expresses itself in him, therefore constantly grants him the supply of power out of me. But for that it is absolutely necessary that the vessel for the reception of the power is in a corresponding state, which necessitates eager soul work, which the will of man must do himself. But then he is also chosen by me for this mission, which brings about the greatest blessing for himself and also fellow man. So it is recognized as that, what it is as urgent redemption work at fellow men and the last time before the end, to rescue them from ruin before the last end comes. Amen. Matthew 22:14. For many are called, but few are chosen. Colossians 3:12 through 14. So, as those who have been chosen of God, holy and beloved, put on a heart of compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another and forgiving each other. Whoever has a complaint against anyone, just as the Lord forgave you, so also should you. Beyond all things, put on love, which is the perfect bond of unity. Isaiah 42, verse 1. Behold my servant, whom I uphold, my chosen one, in whom my soul delights. I have put my spirit upon. He will bring forth justice to the nations.